All right, so one of the formulas for finding the slope is the one that we just looked at, which is the rise over run, right? So we already talked about that formula, which is the slope is rise over run. And then what we did is we drew a triangle and we counted how much did we go up by. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went up 5 versus how much was the run. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. And that means my slope is 5 over 3. Okay? So this is what we just literally did in the previous lesson. Now there is another formula that we can use to find the slope, and that's when I don't have the line, I just have the 2 points that are on the line. Okay? So if the question gives me 2 points, how do I do that? Okay? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call. So can you give me, for those of you who remember this, can you give me the coordinate of this point? What's the coordinate of this point? So what's the x value for this point?
-3. I can see it.
You can't see it.
Look.
Look.
It's
1.
1. Yep. And then what is the y value?
2.
-1. So my point, this point right here, I'm going to call it, this is going to be my first point. It is at 1 and -1. Okay? Now how about the second point? How about this point right here?
It's 4.
4 and
4 and 4.
4. Good. All right. So my first point, we're going to represent it with x1, y1. And the second point is going to be 4, 4, which is represented by x2, y2. Remember that a point or a coordinate, right, they go xy. Okay? We're going to call the first one as our first point. So this is going to be x1, y1. And then the second one is going to be my second point, which is x2, y2. Now, rise means which way? Is it changing vertically or horizontally? If I'm talking rise.
Up.
Up, that means vertical or horizontal? Vertical. That's right. So, remember that the rise means the vertical change. Right? And the run means the horizontal change. Okay? So when I'm talking about vertical change, I'm talking about the difference in which one is vertical, y or x? Y. So when I'm talking about the vertical change, I'm talking about the difference in the y's. And then I'm talking about horizontal change, I'm talking about the difference in the x's. What does the word difference mean in math? When I say difference, what do I mean? Am I adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing? What does difference mean? Subtracting, that's right. So difference means subtraction, right? So think about it this way. If you have, if you're buying 2 items from 2 different stores, one item is $20 while it's $15 at the other store. What's the difference between the price? $5, right? So you do 20 minus 15, that's 5. Difference means minus, okay? So if I'm talking about difference in the y's, that means I'm subtracting the y's, right? So that means I am, for the rise, instead of writing rise, I'm going to write y2 minus y1 because I'm subtracting the y's. the run is going to be
X
x2 minus
X1.
x1. That's correct. So now, the formula that used to be rise over run, what can I use instead of rise? It's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so I'm still using the same formula, but I'm changing it to using the points. Okay, instead of counting, just in case I don't have a graph and I don't know how to graph it, or I don't have a paper where I can count, or whatever it is, whatever the case is, I know how to use the other formula. Okay, so let's look at an example. So the example is the following. Calculate the slope of a line that passes through the coordinates 3, 5, and negative 2, 1. In this case, I don't have a graph. I have just 2 points, right? And I can't graph it because I don't have room for it and I don't have a grid. Okay? How can I find the slope? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So how do I know which one is y, which one is x? You're going to have to assign it. Okay? So this is your point. You're going to start with, point is what? X, and y. So since this is my first point here, I'm going to call it x1, y1. Okay? Again, the point is x, y. Since this is my second point, what am I going to call them? x2, y2. Are we okay with that? So first thing, assign the x1, y1, x2, y2 to your points. And now, all what you have to do is plug the values into the formula. And the formula is, what's the formula? Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This formula you're going to have to memorize, you're going to have to know. It's something that's going to come up every single time, okay, when you're finding a slope of a line. So, what's the value of y2? What's y2? 1. So I'm going to replace y2 with its value, which is 1. What's y1? 5. So I'm going to replace y1 with 5. So you see I have 1 minus 5 over. What's x2? X2 is negative 2, so I'm going to replace x2 with a negative 2 minus, and what is x1?
3.
X1 is 3, so I'm going to replace it with 3. Do we see that? Is that clear? Okay. Now, what's 1 minus 5? Negative 4. And what's negative 2 divided by negative 3? Sorry, negative 2 minus 3. Negative 5. Can I reduce this? No, I can't. But can I simplify anything? Can I just get rid of something?
4.
Minus.
The minus. You have two negatives on top of each other. They cancel each other, right? Because negative over negative, they cancel. So basically, this is going to be, because these cancel, right? So that's going to be 4 over 5. let's see if that works. Okay? Let's look at what are the points again? 3, 5, and negative 2, 1.
My graph is not the same like this.
Your graph is not the same as mine?
You can't even count anything here.
Well, you're gonna have to kind of go in the middle for 1.
Okay.
Okay? So 3, 5. So where would 3, 5 be? 3 is right here. Remember, you're gonna go on the x-axis first. And then 5, that means I'm gonna have to go up to 5, which is right in the middle between 4 and 5, right? So
In the middle between 4 and 5?
4 and 6, sorry. So that's my first point. And then for my next point, it's gonna be a negative 2, 1. So where would that be?
Negative 2.
Negative 2 is right here, yeah.
And then negative 3.
And then 1, negative 2, 1.
So you're gonna go up 1.
I'm gonna go up to 1. Okay? So basically my line is this. So I'm gonna form the triangle. So let's see what's my rise. So I'm gonna go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my run is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah? So if I do rise over run, it's 4 over 5, and it's going to be positive because my line is going up. Do I have a matching slope? Yep. Okay, so that formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 should get stuck in your brain, and you should not forget it, because that's always going to be the formula for the slope of the line. And you can use that whenever you have points, right? Remember, you assign the x2, y2, x1, y1 to your point, and you use the formula to find the slope.